Hey, so it is the day after Christmas, and it's time to announce what our special deal of the end of the year is going to be. I was talking to Eddie about 2 or 3 days ago. We were like, well, is there anything we want to put on special for the end of the year? And he said, yeah, I'd actually like to sell the stackable storage units, the trays. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. I've been wanting to talk about those trays, and this will give me a good reason to do that. So what we're going to do is put these on sale for these trays. We're going to put them on sale for you at just over cost, okay? And we want to get a ton of these out into the world, and I'm going to tell you why. We wholesale glitter to the public for a reason. One, we want to get glitter out there to artists as affordably as we can. And two, we want people to go into business for themselves involving glitter, whether that's selling it directly, like taking our jars, labeling it as your own and selling them, or whether that means creating glittered items, like whether it's photography or whether it's ornaments, for the holidays, or whether you are a party planner. However you resell the glitter, we want to help you do that. The world is a different place than it used to be, and more people either have second jobs or are going into business for themselves, as well as holding a regular job. And then sometimes when they've done a really good job, that business that was their side job takes over and becomes their real business. And we want to encourage people to become their own boss and go into business for themselves. It's just part of our philosophy in business, and that's why we wholesale to the public. Okay, so let me talk to you specifically about the trays. All right, I'm going to just show them to you here, and then I'm going to turn the camera down so we can have a really in-depth discussion. Okay, right now we have these two trays. This is a 12-piece tray, and this is a 6-piece tray. Let's go ahead and dive in to the trays, really take a look at them, what our thought is on them, and see if maybe they'll work for you in your business, okay? So let me get the camera set up. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the trays close up, all right? So when you're buying a tray or a series of trays, we sell them individually, or we sell them, I think, by the 6s, 12s, 100s, and so forth. Basically what you're getting is a bottom, and you're getting a top. They fit snugly on each other, and they actually they don't lock in place, but because of their I would say, kind of plastic on plastic connection, they actually will hold on tight. The beautiful thing is they actually are made from a very strong plastic, and you can drop them and they don't break. You can actually abuse them quite badly and they don't break. They have a certain amount of flexibility, so as you mail them in mailers, you don't tend to have to put them in boxes. You can actually just stick them straight in the mailers. Obviously, if somebody were to just smash down onto them, you would see a dent, but it still wouldn't break. So these were designed to be able to be shipped for a very low cost, to be able to keep the cost down for you, and also for when you pass it on to your customer if you're reselling it. The tray is built to handle our mini jar, which is this jar here. We also sell these empty, and we sell them just over cost, just enough to cover our expenses with your credit card fees and so forth. And these jars fit snugly into the tray, as you see. And this top is right there, and you might be able to see there's this very small amount of space between the jar and the top, so that there's not a whole lot of rattling. Okay? That rattle is important to avoid, because if you hear rattling, then you hear scratching. And if somebody were to have a ton of rattling all the way from, let's say, California to New York, endless rattling, you would actually see a spot on the plastic where it would, show up as a mark, and then you wouldn't have this beautiful clear top. So that's why we designed it to be a very nice, snug fit, so that you aren't really hearing any sort of rattle. This size is not something that is a strange size. It's very, very uniform, and you can very often find other jars of other types of jars other than the ones that we sell. that will actually fit in there as well. Okay, they might not be made as snugly as this. There might be a tiny bit more space, but they will fit. And so you aren't limited to just our jar, but you would want to test before you go buying a ton of these and make sure that whatever jar you end up with is actually one that will work. So this here is also designed in such a way that you can see on the back side, you can see the indentations of where the jars sit. Okay, we designed this in such a way that there is a little over 1/8 of an inch right here between the top of this and the top of this. And we did that for 2 reasons. One, so that you can put a card in it, and I'll show you what a card looks like in here. So here's our Masquerade palette, and we've printed out a card, and we've attached it with some double-sided sticky tape or some sticky dots. And it's very clean. It allows for a very large space for you to put your brand and anything you want to tell your customer in there. And it's very, very easy to put in. The cards can be printed on, like, let's say if you go to like a Vista Print or PS Print, you can get it on a postcard size postcard, and then you can just trim it down to fit inside of here. Which is very, very financially great, because that means you can get 4 out of an 8.5 by 11 paper. So if you want to print them at home, you can do that too, and you'll actually get 4 out of a sheet of paper. So you'd print 4 up, and then you'd cut 4 and then trim, and it will fit in here. The larger trays here were designed so that this piece of paper here, you'll actually get 2 out of an 8.5 by 11. So that's a nice, affordable thing, rather than just having an awkward size where you only get 1 out of a sheet. You can actually get 2. So if you're doing in-home printing, because you're a very, very small company, you can do that. Okay. The other thing, and the reason why we made this space so big like that, is because they're stackable. So you can actually take a unit, and let's say you've got your reds in here, and then you've got your oranges in here. You can actually stack them on top of each other, and they won't fall off. So they'll slide a little bit, but they actually won't fall off. So if they're being jostled around, you'll see that they won't fall. Same thing for the big guys. Here's the big guys. They stack on each other as well. So again, they can sit on your makeup table, and you can stack them as high as you want. I think the most we've ever stacked was 10 or 12. There's a reason we've kept these to these sizes, is because we know that there's space on people's work tables if they're crafters, or if they are doing cosmetics and have a makeup table. The last thing you want to do is have a tray that's 15 inches by 15 inches, and this is a very nice compact space, and since you can stack up, it doesn't take a whole lot of space. It's very easy to go, oh yeah, no, I don't want that palette, I want this one, and to just do that. Same thing with these. It's easy enough to do that. Accessing the glitter once it's in here is as simple as pulling the top off. There's no latches. With some of these units where the palettes have those little, the little latches and things that can break off, this doesn't have that. There's no breaking off. So you're literally just taking it off, and you have instant access to your glitters. And there you go. It's easy enough to just, move them around, move them to different trays and so forth. It's a really, really simple, elegant design. And they're just, right now, on sale, so they're just not going to be that expensive. The nice thing about the palettes is you can get, let's say you're a small company, and you don't have time to stock these things. Like, you don't have time to stock 15 of these and 20 of these. You just don't have the material. What you can do is just keep the empty units on hand, keep the blank cards on hand, and then as soon as you get an order in, you can assemble one. So for example, if we sold a Spectrum series, if we wanted to, we could just go, grab ourselves a tray, fill it up with the colors, turn it over, put the dots down, flop that in, and it's done. It's really, really fast, easy, and for small companies, an extremely affordable way to do business. These can be shrink wrapped, and when you do, you don't have to do any special handling with them. These are tough enough where they won't bend in or curl, and they won't melt under the heat of a heat gun or a heat tunnel. Okay, good. So I hope that I answered all the questions you might have about these trays. They really are quite fabulous, and I do hope you take advantage of this special deal. the price won't remain at this nice low introductory price for very long. I think we're going to run it for maybe two or 3 weeks. We want to give you enough time to think about it, to do the math, to decide whether, there's something you can make money at. But we can't put them on at cost for forever. Okay. We love you, but we need to keep the doors open. So, please, take advantage of this special if it's something that you think that you can make a go of it. I have had a couple people ask and say, can I just resell these? Yeah, the answer is you can certainly buy them filled and resell them. But I'll tell you, some of the ways that people are making money and making a name for themselves is actually buying the glitter in bulk and then mixing it in their own special proprietary mixes, putting them into our jars or their jars, and then selling the pellets of mixed glitters as well. So that's another option. But certainly coming up with your own color combinations in the palettes, totally doable. And yes, we are wholesaling to the public, so feel free to put your name on it, and you can use our information that we provide to you. But it can become yours. You can buy that glitter from us, and then it becomes yours, and you can do whatever you would like with it in whatever creative concept you have. And there is absolutely a market for you doing that. If you provide a service, like let's say you took every single one of the glitters in your palette and you did like a makeup look of some sort with it, that's adding value. You've shown people some looks that they can do with those glitters. If you are creating, glittered pieces, sculptures or whatever, and then you're reselling it, you're adding value. So, there absolutely is room for you to do this and grow and make a profit. And we hope you do. We are, some people have the concept that we're a really, really large, corporation or something. We're not. We're actually a family-run business. What we are is a company that's been in business for a really long time, since 1942. So we might seem really, really big, but what we are is really, really old. We've been around a really long time. And so we're very stable, and we know what we're talking about because we've just been doing this a really long time. The reason I'm bringing this up is that I want you to feel free to contact us if you have any questions, or you have, just need some extra help in getting started. We're very approachable. You can call us, you can email us, and we'll help you. It's free. We enjoy helping people become creative and put themselves into business. We enjoy all of that. So please feel free to contact us, and let's see what we can do to help you get started. Okay? Happy New Year.